We've all been there. You meet someone new and the conversation quickly fizzles out because you can't think of anything interesting to say. It's frustrating when you meet someone and feel like you have nothing in common. You worry that you came across as boring or uninteresting. We're going to share tips on how to be more interesting and engaging so that you can make a great first impression every time. Being memorable is a skill that can be learned, and by understanding how your mind works and how to be more self-aware, you can easily avoid those awkward moments when you run out of things to say. Being memorable is about more than just making an impression. It's about how you show up in the world and how you present yourself to others. It's not just about how you talk, but how you act and how you think. It's about how you take care of yourself and how engaged you are with the world. Being memorable has many benefits both in the short term and long term. In the short term, being memorable can help you to make a great first impression, which can lead to increased opportunities for success. It can also help you to build relationships with those around you and make you stand out from the crowd. In the long term, being memorable can help with your career progression and create greater opportunities for success. People are more likely to remember you when there is something unique about how you present yourself or how you interact with others. Being memorable can also increase your self-confidence, as it allows people to recognize your skills and talents more easily. Having a strong sense of self-awareness is important when it comes to being memorable as well. When we're more aware of how others perceive us, we're better equipped to act in ways that will make us stand out in a positive way. Being aware of how our body language affects how we communicate with others is also important. It's all too easy to come across as disinterested or bored if we're not paying attention to how we carry ourselves in conversations. Finally, making sure that we don't appear boring or uninteresting is key when it comes to being memorable. Asking meaningful questions, finding common ground between yourself and the person you're talking to, and staying engaged in conversations are all great ways of avoiding awkward silences or coming across as dull. Understanding how your mind works. Understanding how your mind works is key to being memorable and self-aware. It involves being conscious of how you think and how your thoughts affect your behavior and reactions in different situations. Becoming more aware of your own thought processes can help you better understand the reactions of other people, as well as learn to adjust and manage your emotions more effectively. Identifying and controlling your thoughts and emotions. Being self-aware means being aware of how your thoughts and emotions are influencing your behavior, reactions, and decisions. It's important to take the time to identify and be conscious of our thought patterns in order to gain a better understanding of ourselves and our behaviors. This can help us control our emotions, better manage our reactions, and understand ourselves. Developing emotional intelligence. Being aware of how our emotions and thoughts are influencing our behavior is an important aspect of developing emotional intelligence. This requires us to take the time to identify and be conscious of our thought patterns in order to gain a better understanding of ourselves and the decisions we make. With this awareness, we can then work on controlling our emotions and reactions. Learning how to read people and body language. Being able to read people and body language is a key part of being memorable and emotionally intelligent. Being able to understand the physical signals that people give off can provide valuable insight into their thoughts and feelings. This could include anything from noticing the subtle changes in someone's posture and facial expressions, to understanding their tone of voice. Practicing self-discipline and positive thinking habits. Being self-disciplined and having positive thinking habits are essential when it comes to being memorable. Self-discipline involves setting realistic goals and taking the necessary steps to achieve them, while positive thinking habits help us stay motivated and focused on achieving our goals. Self-discipline involves making conscious decisions about how we spend our time. Examples of how self-awareness can help you become more memorable in daily life. Self-discipline is an important factor in becoming more memorable, as it helps us prioritize and stay focused on tasks that will help us achieve our goals. This can involve setting aside time to focus on developing our skills, such as practicing new techniques or studying up on topics. Having a positive attitude is also beneficial. Be genuinely interested. Show a genuine interest in what others have to say. A key factor in being memorable is showing genuine interest in what others have to say. This involves actively listening, asking questions, and focusing intently on the conversation at hand. Being attentive to nonverbal cues, like body language and facial expressions, can also help you better understand what people are communicating without speaking. Doing so can make your interactions more pleasing. Listen actively and never interrupt or be dismissive. Active listening is about more than just hearing someone's words, it's also about understanding what they are saying and showing them that you care. It requires you to be attentive and present in the moment, not only to be able to pick up on what the other person is saying, but also on the nonverbal cues they deliver. Ask interesting questions to get the conversation going. Asking interesting questions is an essential part of being memorable, as it helps you to create a conversation and spark engagement. It's important to be mindful when asking questions, avoid ones that are too direct or vulnerable, and instead focus on those that will lead to more meaningful conversations. This could involve anything from asking about the other person's life or interests. Share your opinions, but do not dominate the conversation. One way to ensure that the conversation remains balanced and that your point of view is heard, without dominating it, is by actively listening to the other person's opinion before offering your own. Showing respect for their thoughts and feelings will make them more open to hearing what you have to say. Additionally, make sure you give the other person a good image of yourself. Utilize your sense of humor. Know what kind of humor works best for you. When it comes to utilizing your sense of humor to be memorable, it is important to know what type of humor works best for you. For some people, witty humor can be an effective way to add a lightheartedness to a conversation and make it more enjoyable. Dry humor involves making subtle jokes or comments that often require an understanding of the situations. Balance humor with substance, don't overdo it or make it too silly. When it comes to incorporating humor into conversations, it is important to make sure it is balanced with substance. Don't overdo it and make it too silly or too over the top, as that can come off as insincere and take away from the conversation. Instead, try to incorporate humor in a more subtle way. Using humor as a tool to make others feel more comfortable or to show vulnerability can be an effective way to create strong relationships and establish a deeper connection. Humor can be used as an icebreaker, allowing people to open up more quickly and naturally by making them laugh or smile. Humor is an important tool for making conversations more memorable and engaging. When attempting to be memorable or engaging with others, practicing different types of humor regularly can help to hone your skills and make it second nature. It is essential to know what kind of humor works best for you and to balance it with substance so that the conversation stays engaging without becoming too silly or too over the top. Additionally, don't be afraid to take risks. Some jokes won't always land right, and that's okay. Knowing when humor is appropriate, as well as when it's better to stay serious, can be key in creating great connections with others. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all next time.